Warning, this video is infested with Apple leaks and exciting things coming from the tech giants. From the brand new design of the MacBooks to the return of the MagSafe, or what I like to call MegaSafe adapter. This video has everything that you need to know about what could be coming from one of the most prominent companies in the world. And I'll give you a hint, they're ditching possibly the most controversial component ever and bringing back an old favourite. A ton of Apple leaks just means pure excitement from us, as some of these rumours have been around for over a year now. So it's been long anticipated, and not to mention how blown away we all were with the most recent release of the updated MacBook range and the super powerful new M1 chip in November. And whilst this was a significant performance improvement, these leaks are pointing us towards an updated design of the machines, and we didn't see this last time. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel to make sure you are just as in the know as us. So I'm going to kick things off with the brand new MacBook Pro leaks. So trusty Ming-Chi Kuo released a report this week confirming that Apple was working on two new Macs, a 14-inch and a 16-inch MacBook Pro. And yes, they've been rumoured for a while now, so we were quite sure about that already. But ready for the best part, the new design is going to have a really exciting flat edge design, similar to the current iPhones and iPad Pro, which means they'll be getting rid of those sharp edges we all currently have on our MacBooks. And I know what you're thinking, why would they make them thicker? The answer is yes, and there are good reasons for that. Trust me, I'll get to those in a minute. But first, Apple are doing literally everything they can at the moment to satisfy the requests of the MacBook user fan base. Ming-Chi Kuo says they are also getting rid of the touch bar and sticking with the physical function keys, bringing us to section 2, no touch bar. Now this is huge news. Almost everyone complains about their touch bar. The classic function keys are just so much easier to use. The touch bar has been described as stupid and much loathed, and it's one of the most useless additions to the MacBook Pro, dating back to 2016 now. Okay, it does look cool sometimes, but it's super unintuitive, just like adjusting the volume and brightness requires extra taps, and it doesn't even work for all of the apps. But what will it be replaced with? Who knows, but it's got to be more useful than the touch bar, surely. Some people have even said that with the removal of the touch bar, they might be introducing a touch screen. Well, I don't think so, and here's why. Ages ago, Steve Jobs said that touchscreen Macs simply don't make sense because they would just be terrible. Then later, in 2014, Fee Schiller said that it makes sense for the Mac to have a precise pointer for user input. Then, in 2016, they tried again, and again they came out believing that touchscreen isn't the way to go. Also, it would be one hell of a workout for your arms. Anyway, just 3 months ago, Craig Federighi was heard saying that they aren't even remotely considering a touchscreen Mac, so that's that. Anyway, the leaks are suggesting that the removal of the touch bar is going to allow for more USB-C ports. And speaking of ports, Section 3, more ports. More ports. Firstly, they are right to get rid of the touch bar, and then they give us more ports. It's like Apple are really starting to listen to what we want from our computers. And at this point, there are just so many options, so it's tricky to make exact predictions. This is all because the whole design is going to be different. They're redesigning the body, making it flat on the bottom and the sides, so the actual sides will have more room for larger ports, just the way they like it. Imagine 1 or even 2 regular USB-A ports. I personally think that they will come out with 4 Thunderbolt ports, 1 SD card slot, a headphone jack, and 1 USB-A port. Because let's face it, it's Apple and they don't want to make anything look too busy, do they? Now on to the return of the MagSafe charging point. This is so random and so unlike Apple to bring back a feature that is years old. But the MagSafe port is making a return. It's coming back instead of the USB-C charging, which did make it possible to use third-party chargers and charge from either side. But let's face it, the MagSafe charger is much loved and much missed feature of any MacBook. And I'm sure anyone who's accidentally yanked out a $1,000 device from their desk will agree. And with MagSafe, it appears to offer speedier charging than the current port. It could offer a win-win for users, safety and speed. Now, earlier I mentioned that these MacBooks are going to be flatter. Now, it could be all to do with the return of the MagSafe charging point, looking extremely similar to the smart connector on the current iPad Pro, by the way. But according to the leaks, there will be 3 flush-mounted circles or squares on the side of the MacBook Pro next to the other ports. And no, they're not going to charge you extra for it. It'll come in the box with the other ports. If you are a complete nerd like me, you might also be asking yourself, why would they do this? Well, I'm guessing that Apple might literally replace the Lightning port with the same MagSafe cable connector for iPhones. This could mean completely portless iPhones. Who knows? Next, the M1X chip. The other breaking news from Ming is there will be no Intel CPU options for these MacBook Pros. So it could be the case that every single Mac will be redesigned won't have Intel CPU. New designs mean that Apple's silicon chip, and we all know how well the M1 chip was received in November, well, it looks like the M1X chip will be going into both the 14-inch and the 16-inch MacBook Pros. So the performance is going to be amazing. And Ming has also said that these models will be using the same heat pipe design that we currently see in the 16-inch MacBook Pro. That basically allows us an increased computing power, so that 14-inch is going to be crazy powerful, especially with the new chip too. Now, finally, what do we already know? Well, it's that the new MacBook Pros will be coming out with Apple's new mini LED displays. These are going to look pretty similar to the OLED displays, but come out without the drawbacks. So there you have it. All of those are huge Apple leaks that we've received over the last 24 hours. Too much to take in? Just watch the video again. Anyway, make sure you leave us a comment below if you too hate the Touch Bar, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss a thing.